Alright guys, Papa Top 912 here. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make grilled chicken wings. I normally will smoke my chicken wings because I like a lot of smoked meats, but today it's a little late in the day. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and don't really have the time to let the wings smoke, so I'm just going to crank that temperature up today and make grilled chicken wings. Now, the same seasoning palette that I'm going to use for the grill is the same thing you can use if you want to smoke them, and the only thing you have to do different is just drop the temperature down to about 225, 250-ish, and then you just smoke your wings until they get up to temperature. But today I'm going to be cooking up around 350, 375. It's going to kind of really have a grilled wing versus a smoked or barbecue wing. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we're working with today. It's not a lot to it, but I'll turn around and show you the seasons that I'm using, and then we'll get things seasoned up and move on outside to the grill. Alright, so here's my chicken. I got about 1.5 dozen chicken wings in there. That's just the size of the pack that was in the store. They had a real large family pack, so this will last us a couple of days when I cook it. 1.5 dozen chicken wings. They've been washed and cleaned up and took all the feathers and stuff off of them and things like that. You can see those are the whole wings, the flats, the tips, and the drums. And my seasonings for today, pretty simple. We got some crushed red pepper flakes, a little Italian seasoned medley, some 3-4 peppercorns, freshly ground, some seasoned oil, onion powder, and garlic powder. Those are all of the ingredients that we're going to put on the chicken, and we're just going to give it all not a heavy coat, but not a light coat, just a good coating on the front and backs of the chicken wings, and then we'll take those out to the grill. So I'll get the coating on there, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see now, I have the chicken all seasoned up, and basically don't really know what the portions were, but I put a liberal coating of the onion and the garlic on first, a really good liberal coat of that, and then I went back across it with the seasoned salt, seasoned oil. Just got a real light coat of that, just to get enough salt to take the blandness out of the meat. And then I sparingly put those red pepper flakes on there, because if you know from my other recipes, I told you those things are like fire, and I don't like a lot of spicy stuff. And then I ground up the Italian herbs and the black pepper peppercorns, and just kind of got a good coating on each piece of meat. And then I just rubbed them all together, rotated them around, massaged the meat, as I like to say it, and that's the end result there. We got a decent coverage, but it's not over seasoned. That way we'll get to taste the seasoning, we'll taste the smoke from the grill, and we'll also be able to taste the actual flavor of the chicken. So next time you see this, we will be putting it on the grill, and I'll kind of show you how I place it on there, and we'll just go to cooking, and I'll let you see what the finished product is. Alright y'all, so we're out here on the grill now, and all I'm going to do is just take these chicken wings, I'm going to spread them around, I'm going to work my way from the inside out. I have a heat diffuser in the middle of my grate, under this grate, so that keeps all of the keeps all the direct heat off of the chicken. And so I like to place it in the middle and work my way out to the edges, because the edges is where the heat is coming up and around. So I'll just place all these chicken wings as such on the grill. Like I said, I got it up to temperature because I wanted to get it about 350, 375 while I was cooking it. So what I did was, it's up at about 425, and when it got down to 425, or up to 425, I took the grate out and I put some lumped cherry wood right on top of the coals. That's why you see the smoke there, because I just put that cherry wood out there. And I closed the grate now. So what that's going to do is going to give me a nice smoke flavor right on the front end, but not over smoke it. It's going to get that wood right on the beginning, and then that wood's going to burn off. And it's gonna just be the then it'll just be the coals burning. But you can see there now, that temperature is about 350. Like I was saying, when I put the meat and stuff on the grill, it was registering about 425. And I know once I put that meat on the grill, it's going to lower the temperature. That's why I wanted to get a little higher than the way I wanted to cook, because I had it open for a minute, put all that cold meat in there. It's just going to lower the temperature, so it lowered it right down the way I want it to be. So now, and I've worked with this grill enough to know what my openings need to be. See, this top orifice is barely open, and so is the bottom one at the bottom down there. They're barely cracked open, and that's going to maintain a constant temperature for me. It's rising up a little bit, but it's going to fall back down as soon as that wood burns off. That wood might be trying to flame a little bit, but as soon as that wood kind of goes away, it's going to go right back down to 375, between 350 and 375. So that's what the chicken looks like going on the grill, and we'll monitor it periodically. And once it's done, I'll let you see what the finished product looks like. Alright guys, so as you can see, I flipped the wings over and they're still cooking. It's been about an hour now. I went ahead and flipped them over, so I got the bottom side's going to be on top. I'm letting them cook like this for about 30 minutes. Then I'll flip them over one more time to make sure that both sides of the skin are crispy, and then we'll be good to go. It is still holding temperature at about 375, and we are just rocking and rolling now, just letting it slow roll. You can still see a little bit of smoke coming up from out of there. It's going to be a good smoke flavor, but not too overly smoked on these wings. And again, it's more barbecue than smoke because of the temperature that I'm using. But that's just a middle ground update right there for you. And you see my grill cooled down to about 300, but that'll jump back up pretty quick up to 350 once it closes. 350, 375. Alright guys, we're coming down to the last steps of this chicken. If you hear it in there, and if you look at it, you can see the chicken pulsating. That's those oils inside of the chicken. It's cooking it, and the oils are rendering out right now, so this chicken is doing exactly what we want it to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn these over again. This is the last turn, and you can look at that nice brown coat right there. So we are exactly where we want to be right now. We're just going to let this cook a little longer and let that rest of that fat render out from under that skin. And then I'll come out here in about another 30 minutes, and I'm going to put a little sauce on half of them. I'll sauce half of them and leave the other half unsauced. And that's how we eat our chicken in the household. But, you know, if you don't want to sauce, don't sauce. Or if you want to sauce everything. But you can hear that oil dripping off onto that heat diffusing plate. And see that diffuser plate is doing its job, because the chicken is cooking, but it's not burning. So, and the temperature is still holding right at that 375-ish. Now another thing, if you notice, I didn't say this earlier, but if you notice, when I put this chicken on, I put all the chicken on the same way. It was all, when I first put it on, they were all facing up like this. And then when I flipped them, they were all facing down. And now that I'm flipping them back, they're all facing up. And this here just helps you know that you are attending to each piece of meat. If you just put them all on there any kind of way, some up, some down, you might forget that you might think you flipped one and you didn't flip it, or you might flip one too many times and end up not cooking it on both sides. So one thing I'm going to do here, see these two pieces on the inside here, those don't have as much brown on them. This one here is, I'm going to rotate it out a little bit. Put those in the middle, put those two couple pieces on the outside. Now, you can see down in there, you can see those coals cooking. This is the hottest side of the grill right here, because that's where the oxygen intake is for the circulation. So you really want to be careful over there, putting your meats over there. I'll put my thicker pieces of meat over here, because they can withstand a little more temperature. But this thing is going good right now. about another 30 minutes, and I know for sure that we will be up to that 165, 170 internal temperature. I can just go by look, but if you don't trust it, get you a meat thermometer and just puncture a couple of them and just stick it right in that meaty part of the drumette. But don't touch the bone. Just try to keep it in the meat. It's hard to really temperature chicken wings because it's the meat to bone ratio is hard to stick it in there without touching the bone. So you just this one here, you just kind of go by feel, time cooked, and just experience is what I do. But I'm going to go ahead and close this lid down, let them boys finish smoking. And see, it was at 350. It dropped back down to 300. It's going to climb itself back up to 350. And this thermometer on this grill is about 25 degrees off, if I remember right. I normally have a digital thermometer that I'll drop down into here to monitor the temperature. I'll let that go all the way down, just right above the meat, and just let it hang, because temperature up here is different than the temperature down here, which is also different than the temperature all the way at the where the coals are. But between those two, I'll know where my temperature is. But I don't have that today. I broke it, and I need to get another one. So just using this one here today. I know that it's off about 25 degrees, so I know my temperature is right where I want it to be. So be right back with you in a little bit once we are ready to sauce these babies. We'll take them off, and that'll be the end of this grilled chicken recipe. Now, guys, see that temp? Got back up a little bit, and these boys are ready to rock and roll. Like I said, I'm going to just go ahead and put a little sauce on about half of these, and then I'm going to let them just cook off about 5 minutes. Just let that sauce caramelize and get tacky on the skin, and I'm going to take these guys off, and we'll be ready to have our dinner. But that there is the end of this barbecue chicken recipe. Just want you to see you can do the same thing for yourself. That's all the way up. Perfectly cooked, just where I wanted them. So I'm going to sauce these and get them off so we can go to have our dinner. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know if you try it for yourself.